How much candy did you end up dropping? And how amazed were you when you saw the impact that it had on awareness, not just there in Germany, but around the world, and what kind of dent that made?
Well, I started out with 2 sticks of gum, and it ended up, we couldn't buy much chocolate. All we could was ration. And so we could buy just so much every week. And so my buddies gave me their ration, and then for 3 weeks we dropped it. And the crowd got bigger and bigger and bigger. Came back from Berlin one day to Rhine-Main, an officer met the airplane, come steaming on board. He said, "Who's flying this airplane?" My buddy pointed to me. He is. Why? "Colonel Hahn wants to see you right now." "What for?" "He'll tell you what for." Colonel Hahn and Halverson. I flew for him in Mobile, and he came over to Lieutenant Colonel, my head boss. And he says, "Halverson, well, what have you been doing?" I said, "Flying like mad, sir." "I'm not stupid," he said. "What else you been doing?" And then I knew he knew. He pulled out a newspaper, threw it on the counter, German Berlin paper, right on the front page of my airplane. Parachutes coming out of it. Kids lined up the barbed wire fence. I said, "Holy cow. Oh, Halverson, why didn't you tell me about that?" He says, "Sir, there's no excuse. I had Utah State. I had 2 quarters of ROTC. There's no excuse for an act like that. No excuse, sir." So he said, "Well, General Tunner called me up, the big boss, General Tunner, called him up and said, 'Hahn, what have you been doing dropping parachutes over Berlin?' 'Oh, General, you know we're not dropping any over Berlin. We're unloading all the coal and food on the ground. They got an unloading crews. We wouldn't drop it over, pulverize it or hit somebody. We're unloading it.' He said, 'Colonel, you better find out what's going on in your outfit.' Clunk. What I found out for that in my military career is don't try and impress your boss's boss. Work on your boss. Well, I didn't want to impress anybody. I didn't want anybody to know about it. So that's how I found out about it. And then we went crazy. The guys in the States sent stuff, all the schools sent things to Chicopee, Massachusetts. They tied up everything and sent it over ready to drop. So the candy companies, Hershey was the biggest one, that they'd say, "How much of this you want?" And we'd give them some ridiculous number, and they sent it. So we sent it up to Chicopee, and then the school kids from all around the area, Chicopee, Mass, would come in and tie up these things in big cardboard boxes and put them on the airplanes going over from Westover, mostly Westover Air Force Base, over the Rhine-Main, and then we would lock it up and load it up with my buddies to give them a map of how to find it and how to different places so we didn't drop it all the same place. But that's how we distribute that much candy.